Hello and welcome back to our Getting Started series for Password Hub Business. In this video, I'd like to share with you several different ways you can add or even import entries into Password Hub Business. That way you can choose which method or methods best suit your needs. Alright, so let's head on over to Password Hub. Now the first way to add entries is to do so manually by selecting the plus icon in any shared or user vault. So let's start by having Bob add some business-related entries into his user vault. Now Bob's user vault is only accessible to him, so he has full rights to do whatever he wants in it. But in a shared vault, whatever roles and permissions that have been previously set on them will be inherited by the entries themselves. So as you can see, we have a wide variety of entries that you can choose from contacts and websites to RDP and SSH sessions, to documents and even cryptocurrency cold storage. Finally, Bob can keep track of all his bitcoins he's been mining using the servers in the evening. I mean on his personal mining machines at home. Anyways, let's start by adding a website type. Now you'll notice down here the little checkbox that says Enable Devolutions Web Login. Bob will not only have the advantage to safely secure his website credentials, but he'll also be able to use them with our browser extension so that his credentials can be automatically injected into the website every time he visits it. Don't worry, we'll talk a little bit more about Devolutions Web Login a little bit later in this video. Now I filled out the basic information for a website entry, but you'll notice here all sorts of different properties like HTML, control IDs, one-time passwords, recovery codes. You'll even notice on the bottom we have an advanced tab, which give you even more advanced options for the entry. So obviously each entry will have different properties and advanced options depending on its type. And we're not going to look at every type available. So I encourage you to explore entries to discover which options will best suit your organization's needs. Now if I head on over to a shared vault like Windjammer Employees, let's add a Wi-Fi router entry that will be accessible to all employees. Great, so we added the Wi-Fi hotspot. So now I'm going to also add a document entry. But in this case, I want to do something special with the permissions. I want to actually override the permissions of this entry itself. Now, if I go to the advanced properties, you'll notice that I have a security tab here, which is available in shared vaults. This tab will not only show me all of my users and groups, but I can even override permissions as well. So even though Ellen is in the accounting department, she does assist in policies for the HR department from time to time, but she can only view and execute this document. Well, I want her to be able to edit as well. So here I can actually go on Edit and go down to Custom Group, select Ellen. If I click on the little arrow, now I can give her permission to edit this entry. So now I'm going to click on Update. If I log into Ellen's account, you'll notice here that she doesn't have access to edit the Wi-Fi hotspot. But if she goes into the Windjammer policies, she can edit the entry because we gave her user-specific permissions for this entry. Another great method of adding website entries to Password Hub is with our free browser plugin, Devolutions Web Login. So here Ellen is logged into Password Hub. Now if I minimize the screen here, you can see that she is already configured to use Web Login and she's ready to go. Now she's going to go and visit a website that she uses on a daily basis, and she's simply going to log in. And you'll notice that Web Login has just suggested creating an entry for her that she can select which vault she wants to put it. She's going to place it in her user vault, and she can even designate a folder if she wants to, and click Save. Web Login will now handle the creation of the entry and store it in the desired vault location. This makes for a very natural and efficient way of not only storing but also retrieving website credentials easily and securely. Now let's say she revisits this website later on. Now you'll notice that there's an indicator showing her that there is a credential already stored for this website. So if she clicks on it, she can select it and then click Login. If you go back to her hub and go to her user vault, now you can see she can view the entry and she can even edit it if she needs to modify or change any of the parameters for the website. Okay, so thus far we've looked at how to create entries manually into Password Hub, as well as how to use our Devolutions Web Login browser extension to easily create and retrieve passwords securely so that the user doesn't even have to remember the password every time they go to a website. Now, there's another method that we use because we understand that many IT pros are already using a password manager like Dashlane, KeePass, LastPass, 1Password, and so forth. So our team created a small application called Password Hub Importer. You can find it if you go down to Tools and go to Apps and Tools, and it'll take you to our website where you can download the application for desktop as well as mobile and access all of our companion tools. So if I download the Password Hub Importer, I can point the tool to my password hub. And once I've logged in, then I can actually select which vault I'd like to import my passwords into. Now I have a KeePass database here that has some credentials here, as well as some simple websites that I want to import directly into one of my vaults. And it'll be the Windjammer marketing one. And then I'm going to select KeePass because this is the type of file I'm using. And since they're primarily websites, let's use this one. Now I save them as an XML file. So when I import them, I'll say import selection to hub. If I go into my Windjammer marketing vault, I'll have a folder called database, and that was the name of my file. And it created an email and internet folder to match the structure that was in KeePass. So what's great here is I can actually go in and edit. And if I need to update passwords, I can. It's already enabled with Devolutions web login, so I can use that if I have the browser extension installed. So as you just saw, the Password Hub importer tool makes life really easy for you so that you can export specific entries like websites and credentials from your current password manager and easily import them into Password Hub Business. Now that we've covered 3 simple ways to add entries to your Password Hub Business, I wanted to show you one final way that you might just want to explore to really unlock Password Hub's full potential, and that's to connect it to Remote Desktop Manager. To be clear, this last method is best suited for IT professionals like Bob and Maurice, as it will probably be a bit overkill for most business users. I also want to mention that since Password Hub is a team-based solution, that it will take the paid enterprise edition of Remote Desktop Manager. Now, if you're not familiar with it, Remote Desktop Manager is a tool specifically designed for IT pros that lets them manage and launch credentials, remote sessions, external tools, provides them with reports and logs, as well as lets them granularly configure roles and permissions, all from a single pane of glass. It's kind of like a Swiss Army knife tool for IT departments. But what we've recently done is actually allow Remote Desktop Manager to fully integrate with the vaults stored in Password Hub. So now Bob can actually link directly to his Password Hub as a data source in Remote Desktop Manager. And then he can quickly import and export entries from an even greater repertoire of sources than with just the Password Hub importer tool. Combining Password Hub with Remote Desktop Manager will also unlock over 200 different technologies that users can use, from sessions to synchronizers to VPNs to various IT tools. So with some diligence and a little bit of elbow grease, Bob has completed the task of filling his vaults with content. So whether you decide to manually add entries, use the Password Hub importer tool, use Devolutions web login, or even integrate it with Remote Desktop Manager, creating entries in Password Hub Business is pretty simple and straightforward. In our next video, we're going to look at a few more advanced options as well as reports and some of the administration tools that you can use to better maintain and manage your Password Hub. So thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video of our series.